Kristin Kamato here. Just going to give you a walkthrough of the cards that I made for this week's Craft Roulette episode 283. Did you catch the community showcase that appeared on the Craft Roulette YouTube channel this past Saturday? Did you catch me on there at the end? I hope so. If not, the replay is still available, so go ahead and catch it. I'll link you below too, so in case you didn't see it, you have an easy option in order to get over there. Well, I tell you, this was parameter fever like I've never experienced before. I got the parameters on that Friday, which were Card for a Nerd, Beach Colors, Hip, and Animal Print. What? I was like, Mr. Wheel, what are you doing? But apparently, challenge accepted. I went ahead and I've made 6 cards. So let's go ahead and walk through them. Now, if you did catch the community showcase, some of these are going to be repeats, so just bear with me. But before I even went to bed that Friday night, as Mr. Wheel gave us those parameters, again, Card for a Nerd, Beach Colors, Hip, and Animal Print, I made 2 cards right away. And I immediately thought of my crafty friend Sara from Sassy's LLC. She's on YouTube. I'll link it below as well. But her emergency card kit from earlier this year in May, it's volume 67, was titled Nerd and Gamer Sentiment. So I knew at least right there, if I used a sentiment off that sheet, Card for a Nerd would be taken care of. Didn't have to worry about that. And the one that I chose here is May the Dice Ever Roll in Your Favor. Now, I went ahead and cut that out. I printed the one that didn't have the circles. And in this case, I did use a trimmer and just cut it in a square, corner rounded it. The, let's see, colors. Oh, look, I left myself a cheat sheet because that's just fun. Peach Bellini. And so I just lightly ink blended over the top of that. I did use a lot of Gina K inks. Peach Bellini, Sandy Beach, Warm Cocoa, cheat list. Let's see here. Sea Glass, Ocean Mist, and Turquoise Sea. I may have these backwards. This may be Sea Glass and then this one Ocean Mist. But you get the gist. This die, which I don't think I mentioned on the community showcase, was from a Trinity older die set called Summertime Sips. It was the ice cube that was in there. So I went ahead and cut all 6 pieces out and then went ahead and ink blended them to get my beach color palette. For the animal print, I had an embossing folder that I used. But prior to embossing, and I don't know how well this is coming out. I'll see if I can get some better pictures. But I had stamped Hip Hip Hooray in the background. I used really light ink in hindsight. If I were to remake this card, I would go ahead and use this light brown color of Sandy Beach. These ink colors are from Gina K Designs. I think that would have shown up a little bit better in the background. Since I knew it was there, but not sure how well it may come out on camera, I went ahead and stamped it on the inside. There's Sandy Beach. Probably should have stamped it a couple more times so it ended up a little bit darker, but my hip for Hip Hip Hooray is there. So I considered that done. But oh, that did not stop me. No. Because as I was making that card, another sentiment from this set caught my attention. And it was this one right here. I heart you to bits. So that made me think of an 8-bit heart. So I just went internet searching and came across a basic pattern that I could follow. There is 2 different reds in here. It's very subtle, but I think in person and perhaps maybe on camera you can kind of see it. Same animal print embossing on the background, just used a different color piece of paper and used a heart die to cut out the sentiment. For hip, because we had Card for a Nerd, Beach Colors, it might be a bit of a stretch for the beach colors, but you know, people have black in their swimsuits. They have reds, pinks, green and brown, and the cream for the card base. Those are fairly neutral, so those could go either as beach colors or just the Craft Roulette general of neutrals count no matter what. So I was going with that, but hip. Well, Minecraft is pretty hip. It's new. When I was pulling this up and cutting all these little squares, which are 1/2 inch squares, B Motto comes up to me and he goes, "Why do you got the Minecraft heart up on your screen?" Well, there we go. B Motto for the win. Minecraft hip. I'm going with hip as in cool and up to date. So that's how I justified that card. Again, these were the 2 cards I had made prior to going to bed on Friday night. Okay, so I'm getting ready for the show. I have this stamp sitting on my desk. It was gifted to me and just been sitting there for probably over a year, just waiting for the right opportunity. So I found one. A crafty friend, Rosie, that I've met through Craft Roulette. Her Instagram handle is Nerdy L Cards. So I immediately thought of her. Plus a pun. A pun can be very kind of nerdy. Our crafty friend Hattrick loves a good pun. She's quite known for them, so I figured this counts. Beach colors, I went with, of course, the very neutral colors with a little bit of green, maybe for like the sea glass that you might find on the beach, or even the sea grasses that are there. Hip, I did look up, owls do have hip bones. Now, animal print, I had done feathers stamped in the background, but live on air, I did ask, could I justify this for animal print? And overwhelmingly the response, thank you to Mary Hattrick and Mr. Producer and everyone in the chatterbox that agreed that because I did a stamping, I did a print of an animal, therefore animal print. I like it, I'll take it. And then just added some twine and some gold thread behind there. I'm not the best at doing that, so I hope this is coming across okay. But you know, hey, that might be a technique to practice with. But I made this card, bookbinding card, A2 in size. Even managed to distress the edges of this, all while watching the community showcase, waiting for my turn at the end. Amazing. Okay, and then I had partial of this one done. I had the card base and the matting layers all done prior to. So during the show, I also stamped this flying by to say and put it on there. I added some gems. Later, after the show, I had the ribbon on there. I've noticed with Stamps of Life Flip It cards, which this is one, that often the designers and Stephanie really like to put a little piece of ribbon on there, so I copied that idea and it's kind of cute. Plus I had this really cool kind of electric blue in my stash, also from the Stamps of Life from a previous card kit, probably a couple of years old now, but still, it works. I'm not sure if I like this gray. I was trying to match the gray of the pelicans, but you know, hey, we'll see. But flying by to say, boop, happy flocking birthday. So I figure, card for a nerd because it's a pun. Beach colors, well, pelicans are found at the beach, and this paper came from a pad specifically for the pelicans. Hip, again, birds have hips. And animal print, well, if I'm going with some of the theory that this one did, these were animals. Birds are still part of the animal category, and they are printed on this paper. So I'm going with that. With that being said, boop, 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 Flip It cards are the best. I made a couple more. So that was 4 cards. Here's 5 and 6. I'm going to give credit here again to Sara for a card kit, and I will find out which one this sentiment came off of. She had put one on for some extra wide tuck strip sentiments, but it didn't quite work for this layout. So I took the sentiment and went into a program and made it up myself, but I'm giving her credit because I did not know of this sentiment prior to her kit. So as far as I'm concerned, she gets all the credit for that. So these were about the same. Just because you pelican doesn't mean you should. Again, great pun, probably perfect for a nerd, crafty nerd, if you will. So that's what I was going with. Beach colors. Again, the same as this one, just a smaller bird print. So I'm going to justify that as well. Did add a little more orange, though, on these. Hip, again, the birds have the hips. And animal print, the animals are printed on the paper. Just because I didn't print them still counts as printing, right? Just because you pelican doesn't mean you should. Well, I'm going to say I pelican for these parameters. Check, 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 check. Card for nerd, beach colors, hip, and animal print. So I had just too much fun with these parameters this week. 6 cards. That is a new record for me for sure, because before it's only been 2, a regular card and a bonus card. But 6, I broke my own record. I am so super excited about that. And to think that these parameters were not anything I was super excited about. But I guess it just goes to show you, when the challenge is in front of you, all parameters are doable. And you might even be surprised at yourself. So kudos to Mr. Wheel. He challenged my mind, my hippocampus. If you know, you know. And I made 6 cards out of it. So Mr. Wheel must have known I had it in me all along. Thank you. I heart Mr. Wheel 2 bits. So thank you, Craft Roulette community, for stopping out. And thank you also for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate all the new subbies that came by too. I melted my heart. I got over 100, and what a wonderful goal that was to have met. So thank you very much. If you have any questions about any of the cards I made, products used, or just questions for me, do let me know in the comments below. And until the next one,